Hi guys, happy Memorial Day. We are getting ready to head out up to the lake for a few hours. So I just wanted to put on a really quick makeup routine that will not melt off in the heat. And I'm going to start with Touch Glorious Primer. Nothing on my face so far, obviously. So this morning we were debating what do we do today. Hi Beth. And the topic of the Great Escape came up, which is our local theme park. And I don't know about other parents, but going to the Great Escape is honestly like the most painful experience any parent can have, in my opinion. There's just like so many meltdowns and people and lines, and I don't want to ride on this ride, and I'm not tall enough to ride on this ride. Hi, Tracy. And you have to go with them, and the food is all garbage, and it's like just the worst mixture of things when you're a parent. So the whole conversation came up of, do we go again and get season passes so that we can go? And I'm personally a proponent of not going, and my husband thinks that we should do it. And I'm just like, I don't want to commit because it's the worst thing ever. I know that there are a lot of people that love the Great Escape, but I'm personally not one of them. I loved it as a kid, and I'm completely over it as an adult. Just going to speed up my primer drying. You want to make sure that your primer is nice and dry before you apply any makeup to your face. I'm going to do a pressed powder routine today, and I'm going to use Poplin pressed powder for my face and Scarlet pressed powder for my under eye, so that I have that like brightness that I'm always after. Okay, good to go. All right, so I'm going to go in with my powder concealer brush. I use this side usually for bronzer and things like that, but the big side I use for powder. So I'm going in with our pressed powder in the shade Poplin. If you have oily skin, you're going to love the pressed powder. It's literally like pressed velvet. It does not leave you with like a really dull finish. And it blends out really, really nicely. It's a full coverage powder, and it's very soft on your skin. I've always been a liquid or a cream foundation person, but when I started using the powder foundations, I was very, very, very pleased with how they finished and like just kind of melt into your skin. So I am now a believer of pressed powder. Okay, all done. So the reason that I'm using pressed powder today is because it's just going to go ahead and absorb any sweat, moisture, dewiness, oil that my skin produces, and it's not going to melt essentially. It's because it's a powder. So we're doing a fully powdered routine. Okay. So the foundation pressed powder is fully on, and now I'm going to go in with another set of pressed powder, which is the Touch Mineral Pressed Powder in the shade Scarlet. And I'm going to use my sponge to do this. Now, the nice thing about the pressed powders is you can get 2 pressed powders for $60 on the pressed powder collection. So it's nice. You can get a highlight shade and a foundation powder, or you can get a foundation shade and a contour and kind of just decide what you want from there. Okay, so I'm going in with Scarlet pressed powder, and I'm just going to press it into my skin on my under eye area. Everywhere that I would use that same cream concealer, I'm going to use the powder concealer. The reason that I spray this with the rose water, it just helps the sponge to grab more product, and it helps it to melt into my skin. So it's basically buffing it in at the same time. So Scarlet is obviously the lightest shade of everything that we have. It's the lightest shade of concealer. It's the lightest shade of pressed powder. And the reason that you use the pressed powder, if you use liquid foundation or the stick foundation, you can still go ahead and grab a Scarlet pressed powder. And what that'll do is it'll give you the highlight that you're looking for, and it'll also set your makeup in your T-zone where you are most likely to be oily. Okay, go down my nose. So this is like double duty. So you can see how much lighter it is than the Poplin. Is that what I used? Than the Poplin. And we're just going to blend it all out. My super cheap makeup tip, just a big fluffy brush with nothing on it, and buffing away those hard lines so that everything melts together, and then we'll go in with our bronzer, obviously. But this is supposed to stay nice and bright because it is our highlight for our contour. Alright, so bronzer. I'm going in with Beachfront bronzer in Malibu, which is the darkest bronzer that we carry. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this right under my cheekbone. I kind of measure from the top of my ear down to the corner of my mouth and blend that in. Keep in mind, I'm not trying to be super extra today. We are just going to the lake for a day in the sun. Okay, and now forehead. Oh my gosh, the children are insane today. Do you hear? It's too much. Okay, down the sides of my nose. Literally the house is shaking with them running around right now. Okay, and jawline. Instant lipo, facelift, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So we're fully blended in now, and you can just see really, really well how that highlight underneath my eyes just really wakes up my face and gives it some brightness. So if you have dark under eye circles or anything like that, this is going to get rid of that darkness and just brighten you right up without anything heavy. Hi Manny, that's the best part of using the pressed powder, is literally it just melts into your skin and it veils it. It doesn't look heavy, it doesn't look like anything but your skin. It's my favorite part about the pressed powders. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to go in with the shade Sweet for blush today, which is my very most natural shade. I'm just going to blend that in from the apple of my cheek back. And just give it a little pinkness. Done. For my shadows today, I'm actually going to use Nimble, which is this like, it's kind of like a very light brown, sort of a very neutral brown. And then I'm going to pop a little bit of Ostentatious right into the crease just to liven it up for some fun. So I'm going to grab the Nimble with my blending brush and just buff this right into the crease of my eye and over my lid. This is kind of like my shadow plus my transition. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my unique fluffy crease brush. I did not. Fluffy crease brush, which is still a fluffy brush. It's just that it's tapered at the top so that you can really get into the crease of your eye. And I'm going to grab this metallic sort of purpley pink, which is called Ostentatious. And I'm going to just put a little bit of that in the crease of my eye for some interest. This is also a metallic, so it's got a little bit of shimmer to it. Just for some wow factor. Okay, done, done, done. All right, brows. Always the Brow Obsession palette for me. I'm a creature of habit, and I really like my Brow Obsession palette. I'm going to do a fully powder brow today. I'm not going to add any of the gel to it, just because I don't want a shinier look. I really don't have to tame my brows at all. I just want to fill them in. So I'm just going to go in with the Brow Artist brush and that dark powder shade and fill in the lower brow line and then the upper. And then I'm going to fill in the crease all the way back to the tail with the dark shade. And then I'm going to use the light shade and whatever else I have on my brow to fill in the front so that I get that nice soft fade like your natural brow growth. I really think that that makes all the difference in the world when you don't have that heaviness right at the start, when you have a little bit of like an ombre in. It really does make all the difference. Okay, we're going to do the same over on the other brow now. And I always grab those little baby hairs that live right above your brow. That helps me get a better arch without it looking fake. Because I'm still following my natural brow line. It's just that I'm grabbing the itsy bitsy ones that wouldn't normally show up. Okay. I don't know what these kids are doing. It's scaring me though. Okay, brows are done. I'm going to go in with Epic Mascara. This is the 4D Epic. And because it makes my lashes so long, my trick is to put my mirror below me and then apply it, because then I don't hit myself with the mascara wand and get mascara on my brow bone. So this 4D mascara is everything and then some. I have 10 more coming the beginning of June, so if you want one, just shoot me a message and I will put you on the list for one. It's amazing. The wand literally separates your lashes right from the root all the way down to the tip, while it volumizes them and adds little Y-shaped fibers to them so that they get longer and thicker. It's kind of a miracle in a purple bottle. Okay. Then I'm going to do another coat. To really give it some wow factor. But this truly does give you like a false lash appearance without them being like really gnarly and thin. Hi Tracy. It really does like grow your lashes right from the root. And then I'm going to take just whatever I have left over on the wand and do my lower lashes with it, because they are super blonde and otherwise you wouldn't know I had any. Okay. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to tackle a natural lip that looks big and is overlined, but you're not going to be able to tell. So I'm going to go in, actually, let's do highlighter first. I'm going to go in with Touch a la Mode Highlight in Lustrous, which is this really pretty sort of like rose gold. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that right on my cheekbone. It's like a very subdued sort of like pinky champagne color. It's still going to give you that glow, but it's not going to be like highlighter bright. Right down my nose and on my Cupid's bow. All right, so the big finish is always my lip. So I'm going to go in with Plush lip liner, lip BonBon in Red Velvet Cake, and then I'm going to finish it with Hottie lip plumper. This is like my summer kind of go-to. It's how I create a really natural looking lip, but how I make my regular lips go totally 10 volumes louder. So Plush lip liner. And if you want to overdraw your lips, only overdraw right in the center. Don't overdraw the sides. Okay, Plush on the top. And the bottom. I kind of take my time when I do my lip liner so that it looks right. Okay, so now I'm going to use Lip BonBon, which is a tinted lip moisturizer, and I'm going to use it in the Red Velvet Cake. So this has sort of like a berry tone to it. It's not super intense, but it is going to give my lips a lot of pigment. Lip BonBon is perfect for all of my customers who love chapstick but want a little bit of lip color with it. Okay. Hi Rachel. All right, so all of the color is on, and now we're going to put the Hottie lip plumper. This is the original Hottie. We also do carry it in tinted shades, so you can get the Hottie that has like some pigment in it and just wear it as a lip gloss. It's going to continually juice up your lips, but I'm just going to put the original Hottie on it today. And not only does this have a great gloss effect, but it literally grows your lips by like, I don't know, a third. And not in a painful way. It does it with peppermint oil, so it actually just like wakes up your lips. And if you really want to kick it into high gear, grab the lip exfoliator. It's a coconut sugar lip exfoliator. And when you get rid of all the dead skin on your lips, it's going to make this product 10 times more effective. All right, so the lips are looking fine. Now one last trick. Since I did a fully powder routine today, I did not use any liquid or cream product whatsoever. I'm going to set my makeup with rose water because it's going to set the powder so that it doesn't move, but the double duty factor of it's going to give me a dewy finish, and I really do like to have a little bit of glow to my skin, so I'm going to use rose water, which is what I use for my skincare morning and night. It's a toner, so it hydrates your skin, it shrinks your pores, it reduces redness and inflammation, it helps with conditions like eczema, psoriasis, dry skin, all of that kind of stuff. Rosacea even. All right, so you can see that my face is wet, but it's not going to like melt off my makeup, it's going to melt it together. And I just use one of my little Uology cheat sheets here in order to fan it off. So I would say with the amount that I put on, it usually takes like 30 seconds to a minute for it to fully dry, but this is what's going to seal your makeup so that you don't sweat it off during the day. Or if I use cream products, I always go in with the Touch Behold setting spray because that leaves me with a more matte finish. But in the sun, you could probably even do both, honestly, if you were having like a very epic day out. So as you can see, it just dries and it finishes your makeup so that it doesn't move at all during the day. And it gave me a ton of glow. That's the best thing I feel about it. A lot of people don't use powder makeup because they don't want to have dull looking skin, but when you finish it with rose water, it literally wakes up the entire process, and then you have a super glowy finish. So that is my I'm heading to the lake today glam. It will stay on all day. I don't have to worry about a thing. Even the lip, I eat, I drink, my makeup stays on I don't know, a good 6 to 8 hours before I even have to think about reapplying. Granted, I don't lick my lips and things like that. I'm pretty conscious of avoiding it, but I don't like not live my life because it's on. So there you have it. I will be back on tomorrow because I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I'm very happy. If you guys have any questions, tomorrow at 9 a.m. is the pre-order day for the Kabuki brush and the stick foundation. So if you want me to grab you one, just shoot me a message by tonight at 9 p.m. so that I can get you on that pre-order list, and then I'll just shoot you over a little invoice on Venmo and we can get it all taken care of. But thank you guys for joining me. Have a beautiful Memorial Day. The weather here in New York is perfection. So I hope you have a wonderful Memorial Day, and I will see you tomorrow.